Hello. How are you? Where do I start? um, a lot has happened since I made a video. Um, I I don't know where to start. I well, I guess I'll start with what is happening. This is kind of crooked. Around our area. I mean, just this was such a peaceful area to live, and it was mainly a lot of like families starting out. But that's like when I got here, which I was 15. I'm now 63, so it has rained a lot, but it's gotten to the point, and I think this is not just for our neighborhood. It's been happening everywhere, and I get really concerned when there's not much I can do, and not that I need to control everything, but I wish I could do something. I wish that I was able to run, walk, or like just go, and help when people need help. Um, but I can't. I have such a headache. I had it all weekend. And instead of when I take the medicine, instead of getting better, it's just worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, okay, now I can't take anything for hours. So what do I do? So I have picked up um to do some like what is it? I don't even know what it's called. The things that you kind of like, so embroidery. Oh, I remember. First of all, I'm sorry. I always forget to say hello, and if you're new or if you're just watching for the first time, I did videos for little kids between maybe ages, depending on the book, but somewhere for little kids, and but most of them between 6 and 8, maybe 12. I don't know, because every kid develops um different. Excuse me. So it's such a stomachache because of my medicine. But anyway, welcome. I do a little bit of, talking, and I can't read anymore like I used to. But I always try to, you know, keep you a little bit like updated on what's going on with my life. If you're interested, you don't have to subscribe or anything, because I don't know for how long I'll be having, this channel, because of the things that are happening in the world. That's another thing. Not only are things getting like closer to our area, whether it's they vandalize a car, or they they have shot somebody. I have never ever. This has never happened. Like, what is going on? But I mean, I ask myself that, but I know what's going on. There is so much need from people to believe in the Lord. God is angry. I have never seen God be so frustrated and angry with us, and I include myself because I'm human. I'm not perfect, and I may say something that He might not like. or I may have a thought about, a noise or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like you don't know what to say, what you're like inside, like you're it's like, you want to do something, but you can't, but I know I won't anyway. It's just other people that have no, I guess, heart. I don't know how to put it, but they don't care about anybody else but themselves. We have now cars coming by here that are so loud. And I think it's like something with a muffler or something they put. You can't even hear the TV, which I don't have TV, but I watch YouTube on the TV. That's all I got. So, and I bought an antenna, like little out, like an antenna you can hook to the TV. I still get like old things from I don't get. If I get a local channel that's like, oh my gosh, bonus. It's like, but it has to be at a certain time of the day. I don't know, but it was a waste of time and money, like to do that. It wasn't expensive. Maybe that's why. I don't buy expensive things. I think life here is temporary anyway. So why would I spend a lot of money on things that I can't take with me when I move on? Hopefully to a better world. But oh my gosh, I think I feel down because of the things of decisions that I can't blame just one person. And I think you know whom I might be talking about. I can't blame one person because it's many people who makes decisions, and but our government is just out of control. Um, I don't know how much I cried when I knew that the people that need, they call it now SNAP, which I had to be like, what is SNAP? Like what? And I had to look it up because it was like, what is it? So, not everyone has the privilege to have a good paying job. And both people are working and they still can meet ends meet because everything has gone up so high. And I'm sure maybe some of you can relate to that. I don't know, but we're struggling too. And I think I'm also kind of depressed because I had a reaction to a medicine that they gave me because I was supposed to have a colonoscopy. So, well, it was supposed to be like 2 bottles and then like water in between, and then you'd be drinking this horrific thing and then drink water. And I have done it before, same thing, same solution. For some reason this time I got really sick. I don't know what was going on in my body. I was hot. I couldn't breathe well. My heart was like palpitating really fast, and I'm like, why? I have done this before, and not once, but a few times. So I don't know what happened. And my husband got really scared. He's like, should I call 911? I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. Call them because without thinking about anything. And um, then they did blood work. They did a CT scan of my belly to see if, like, I guess if I had a blockage, if I had something going on. Nothing. I'm like, don't do any more tests, please. because then I started thinking, ching, like this is gonna cost a lot of money. Oh, well, that was months ago. And I'm like, when are they gonna send me the bill for the hospital? Because bills started coming for the ambulance, which is not even that far from I went off that far from the hospital. I could have said to my husband, drive me to the hospital, but then I didn't know what was going on. So we were both scared, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I never had a reaction to that solution. So, what happened? They didn't do practically anything. I I sat there for like 5 hours. Then this thing starts going in my stomach, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go to the bathroom. So it was like every 5 minutes I had to go to the bathroom, and I only took half of the entire thing. So they are charging me. This is the most expensive trip to the bathroom that I have ever taken in my whole life. I mean, it's like I imagine paying what is tuition probably now, or maybe a little bit more. I don't know, because it's, and then they deny me to make payments. I'm like, I don't work. Where do you want me to get the money? I'll find the money somehow. I'll ask family members. I'll do whatever I had to do, but they wanted me to get it, like, pay with a credit card, and then because they just want their money. And I'm like, I ain't not paying with a credit card. Are you crazy? So I'm kind of depressed because, I mean, my husband can't retire. He's 63. He's declining. I see him tired. He's tired. And I have tried to learn this thing about Medicare and this and the other, but then every time I learn something, it's like, oh, that's not anymore. Like, I'm like, what do I do? Like, you have to know what to do before it's time for him to apply. So I tell him, I think you're just gonna drop dead at work, because I don't know, because well, we both needed to have a colonoscopy. I was feeling really sick by the date that he had picked for me to take him, and I said, I can't move. I in a lot of pain. So we rescheduled. So then we talked to our doctor, our primary doctor, and he's like, well, there's this thing called, I don't know if you guys have heard of it, Cologuard. That was interesting. And they send the thing through the mail, and it's like you put this thing on the toilet and you go, and then you have to cover it, and then it's like too much TMI. I'm like, I don't want to go into it, but we both sent it in, and I thought mine was gonna be bad. No, mine was negative. I was fine. Then why did I have a reaction? I thought there's something, I might need this colonoscopy, because it said it in a brochure thingy, or the instructions. It says, even if it comes out negative, you still might need to talk to your doctor and have the colonoscopy anyway, because this is not saying that you may not have, for example, like you could have a polyp, or you could have, and that's just like a little, it looks like a little cyst that forms inside your colon, and sometimes it protrudes outside, or sometimes just stays in the colon, and they can, take it out, no problem. But I was worried about my husband because, well, you have to put it in like a little bucket thing, and cover it up, and I like so then, me having studied nursing, when I saw, his specimen, I'm like, that's dark. I don't like that. That means you're bleeding. And he looked at me like, no, because maybe I ate this and that and the other. And I'm like, no. So that's when I started getting like really worried, because I've almost lost him twice. One, where we had 3 kids, little kids. Our daughter was very like newborn, pretty much, or not even born. I can't remember, but I don't think she had been born. Yeah, she had not been born yet. My daughter is the youngest, so I had the 2 boys, and I said, this is not good. And then I had gone to the dentist. I was gonna do my teeth, because I lost this molar right here, because it was a very, very old. They had put a crown, but they did, what is it called? I can't remember the word. Root canal. They did a root canal, but supposedly, when they do a root canal, they take all the root and everything out, and you're not supposed to feel pain. Well, I was feeling pain. I'm like, how come I'm feeling pain, and I'm not supposed to have any kind of nerve? But it was when, we had come from Puerto Rico to here to Florida, and we were so broke. So I went to a clinic where pretty much they practice on you. But they're dentists, they're doctors, they're nurses. The thing is, they're starting out. And in order for them, back then, they had a program that if, you worked in this clinic 3 years, they would forgive your loans. Which it was like, why didn't they have that when my kids went to college? It's like, hey. But I don't know if they still have it. But back then it was like that. Anyway, so I went to this clinic because my mother was working in one, and then there was another one, in another town that they had, because the one my mother worked, they didn't have dentists, but in this other one they had a dentist. So I went, and they did the, root canal, and they put the crown. And I would get like my gums really inflamed on the inside, and then I would get like this bump inside on the bottom where my molar was, and it was really, really bad. It felt like a bone. It was that hard. But I developed, and this is, oh my goodness, how many years ago? I know it was after COVID, because in COVID I couldn't go to the dentist. So it was probably 22. I don't know, unless it was before. Never mind when it was. The thing is, my dentist said, the one we had before, but he just retired last year, and he said you have an abscess on the bottom of the crown. I'm like, what? How is that possible? So anyway, to make a long story short, he gave me some antibiotics, and if I take antibiotics, I will get a UTI, which is urinary tract infection. That's a given. Been like that my whole life. So I'm like, this is gonna be a problem. Because now I gotta call my doctor and tell him, look, I'm on antibiotics, blah, blah, blah. And it was a whole mess. But then I took the antibiotics 1 or 2 days, and the pain was horrific. Because since I have a lot of inflammation, my mouth was like inflamed, my cheek, everything was really, and I couldn't eat. I was like, ah, the whole time. And so I said, if you don't take this molar out, crown or whatever the heck is in there, I'm taking it out myself. That's how bad I felt. He's like, you can't do that. And I'm like, oh, watch me. It's like, yes, I can. But he's like, come in, come in. So I felt the whole thing. Because since I have been taking medication for so long, I have a very high tolerance for pain. He's like, I can't give you any more Novocaine. I'm like, yes, you can. Because they gave me, they used to give me injections on my back, on my neck, and it was so much Novocaine that people would have died. Regular people that don't take medication, like I have been taking since I was 22, they could die if you give them too much Novocaine. I'm like, look, I am not going to die. I'm like a horse, okay? Just give me the dosage for a horse. And he's like, I can't. I'm like, okay, let's wait a little. And he said, let's wait a little. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm going to have to just take the pain. So I did, and he started touching it. Do you feel this? I'm like, no. Dude, I felt the whole thing. It broke in 3 pieces. The pain. I talk about it and I can feel. And he was yanking and like, I can't get it. And I'm like, well, get it. You need to get it. He finally got it, but he told me that it was a really bad job, and they have put 4 pins, like metal pins. I don't know. So I was concerned because when we went to another dentist, and my husband is going, and they're treating him and his gums and stuff like that. So, and he's doing so much better, and they're very nice people. But the emails are daily. When are you coming? I say, look, things come up in life that you can't help. My mother-in-law passed away. And then I ended up in the emergency room. Then I had to take my husband to have his colonoscopy. Then, I mean, and it's like, a constant battle of things happening. So I don't have time to do my teeth right now. So then I was concerned because she said, oh, because they have to like shave, they wanted to do like a bridge so I can have the molar. But see, right now, I feel that it's inflamed because it's puffy. Like this side is a little bit more, I don't know if you can tell. It's a little flatter. And this side, you see, all this is inflammation. So I'm like, do I want to have another pin? Because she said, if it breaks, is the molar or something happens, because I have another molar behind it. I'm like, I don't want a pin. And I struggle, I couldn't sleep, and I said, finally, with everything else that happened, and then when I got the bill from the hospital, I'm like, okay, we can't do this. It's like, there's my answer. I can't. And then we get the great news. The next year, not just for us, but everybody that is working, the insurance, if you work for a company that gives you an insurance, is going to double and a half in price. I'm like, forget my teeth. Just, you know what? Start taking them out, and I will learn to eat with my gums. Okay? Because I could care less. I had an uncle, and he had to take all his teeth out, and they tried to give him dentures. He's like, oh my gosh, that's so uncomfortable. So he put him on the table. He's like, I'm not ending with this. And he ate everything. He could eat meat. He could eat chicken, corn on the cob. I mean, you name it. He would eat everything and anything. I'm like, he's like, through the years, your gums become hard, and you can eat anything. I'm like, well, good to know. You know, I used to listen to adults talk, and then whatever I thought I might use that later, I kept that on my file. Like, good idea. Like, so I guess it popped into my head like, well, my uncle didn't need anything. So, okay, we're going with that. But I think that, I mean, I'm happy. Let me tell you. I've been learning so much, reading the Bible. I have gotten angry because, oh my gosh, have you read? And not that I haven't read it, the Bible, because I grew up in a Catholic school since the age of 4. But the thing is that the language they used before, and it was in Spanish, I had no idea what I was reading. So when I'm 15 and I come over here, I was like, Lord, I don't understand anything of what I'm reading. And he's like, I don't care, keep reading. And I'm looking like, what? Keep reading, but I don't understand it. Okay, I keep reading. Okay, so now that I'm older, and I've had more of a closer relationship with the Lord, and it has changed that I can understand now, because, you know, they've revised it better for us, I guess. Dummies for him. They're not gonna have to make for me. You know how they make those dummy books? Yeah. So I I bought one that, I mean, I there's so many Bibles in this house, but some of them had the lettering is so small, and I can't see very well anymore. And I think I need glasses again. So I bought one that the it's kind of like the same thing as King James, and there are all kinds of Bible here. Like the King James, I think is ESV. I don't even know, but so this one helped me because, first of all, it's smaller. Our Bible from the Catholic Church at the beginning was, no lie, It's like this thick. I can't hold that anymore because I don't get it anymore in Spanish. Once we move here, um, I don't know what it is. But my doctor, he's Cuban, and he's like, well, why don't you go to church in Spanish? I'm like, because I don't understand it. I can't explain it. I can't understand anything anymore in Spanish. It doesn't make sense. And then I don't feel it in my heart, in my spirit. I don't, it's not the same. So I'm like, if I go in Spanish, I'll be like, looking like, what time is it? Are we leaving? Because I don't know. But now I understand it. And boy, have I been shocked. I mean, whoa. And no wonder God is angry. He is angry. And all this stuff that is happening is prophecy. And I tell you, I mean, you can believe me or not, but look it up for yourself, study it, and maybe if you read the Bible or not, I would recommend you read it. Maybe have a workbook that explains every chapter. I give you like a summary. This is about this, and then this is the message that God was trying to tell the people. So that also helps a lot. But oh my gosh, I've been like, Lord, really? You allow this to happen? I'm like, oh my gosh. So I've been shocked. At the same time, I've been blessed and I've been mad and I'm all over the place. But then going back to, my husband, he had the colonoscopy. I was scared to this. I'm like, I was about to tell the nurse, can I just stay in the car? Because my back was killing me, like it is now. And I'm like, can I just go in the car? And she's like, oh, he's done. And I'm like, what? Can you pull the car around? And I'm like, don't mean me. I went in. I didn't fix the seat. Nothing. I could. I was used to my car. And every time we go, if we go, because lately I haven't been able to go anywhere because I'm having a lot of pain. So, he always drives. So I don't know this car. Where's the thing? And I had a van. So in the van, it was like you go like this to change the gear, like parking, reverse, whatever. And his car is down here, down next to the seat, and I keep going and going. Like, what? Where is the thing? And then it stops really softly. So I'll be like, I'm like, poor thing, he's gonna get home and be in so much pain. But I'm like, I tried so hard. I was like, stopping, and then I was like, boom. He's like, it's okay. I'm a good thing he had anesthesia because he would be. It was a little funny, I gotta say. But the bad news is, good news and bad news. They took some polyps out, but they also took something else. I can't remember the name. They were bleeding. So now he has to do. Oh my God, my feet hurt. My foot all crooked. Now he has to do. Oh, that was my knee. the colonoscopy, the next colonoscopy, instead of 10 years, 5 years. I'm like, I hope we're not here. If I want to go to heaven already, like, I'm tired. So then he said, the bad thing is if this thing that I can't remember the name, if they come back, they took 3 something. It's not polyps. They took 2 of those. Polyps are benign, but and there's usually like with us, I had 2 last time and they were really tiny, but he took them out anyway. He's like, why wait to see if they're gonna keep growing or not? So he just takes them out. So he said that if they came back, it could be colon cancer, and I'm like, no, it won't. Nope. Mm-mm. You're not gonna tell me that. So I haven't been able to sleep well, and it's been hard because also at the same time that we're going through all this stuff, I saw a video. This doctor, uh, disease that I can't even pronounce. It's a syndrome. They call it some kind of syndrome, and he was saying the symptoms, and I have every single one. And it is worse than having fibromyalgia. A lot of the times, they get confused between one and the other because they're very similar. But the other one, the one I'm waiting, I have to see the doctor this week, but he did a lot of blood. They took a lot of blood from me, and I don't know what he's gonna test, but it's not like a specific thing like fibromyalgia, but it doesn't say, oh, you have fibromyalgia, because you gotta go for, okay, what hurts? What kind of symptoms do you have? And then if your antibodies in the body, in the blood, are too high, then the conclusion is, okay, you have fibromyalgia. But then there's this other condition or syndrome that I could be having, which it comes from the thyroid, which my thyroid is bad, it's slow. That's what makes me, also gain weight. So if I have that, it's going to affect my brain. They say, oh, you can live, however long I guess I was supposed to live, but that's no consolation. If it affects my brain, in what capacity? I just don't know enough. And I didn't want to look for like more information online. I just told my doctor, look, I think I have this. I have all the symptoms, every single one that they mentioned. He's like, oh. And I'm like, come on, can you pretend? Because he's like, oh. And I'm like, really? Then I told him I don't want to take the medications for that if I have it, because they're very strong. And that I will surely die early if I have that condition or syndrome. And I have to take the medication that is for that, So I told him I don't want to take all of that medication to slow the process, because it's just going to slow the process of, I guess, me dying or whatever. But I think that if I've had fibromyalgia for a long time, I probably had this other thing instead of the fibromyalgia. So that means that the progression, it's already there, and there's no going back, and there's no cure. So I said no, no. And my husband knows that you know, no, I'm not taking those medications. Plus, he knows that if I were to get any kind of cancer, I'm not taking any kind of chemotherapy, radiation, no. Because I saw my aunt died of cancer, and it was very traumatic. I was 15, and that was the reason why we moved to Florida. And I saw her the night before she passed. I mean, we used to see her every day, but there was a point that she had to go back to the hospital, and she lost so much weight. But her abdomen was really like huge. Like you see those little kids that they have parasites, but she was really like more like I am now. And but her belly would it grew really big, and then she had cancer 10 years prior, and she beat it, and then it came back, and she said, this time it's gonna kill me. I want to be with my family. And she wanted to be with her father, who was my grandfather, who raised me, and she wanted my mother to come and stay with her too, which is her little sister. She's the youngest. So that's how I came to Florida. But what I think scares me the most, I'm not scared of dying. I'm scared of leaving my husband by himself, and I'm scared to pass this on to my daughter, because all of my female cousins have fibromyalgia. How many have been misdiagnosed? I don't know. I don't know. But I know I have it worse because I can't work, and only one other one of my cousins can't work, but she's in worse shape than I am. She had rheumatoid fever when she was 16 or 15. I don't know how many times they revived her because she has died. And she's still kicking, but she's, I think, 4 years older than I am, something like that. It's been one thing after the other, and I think I feel, I don't know, overwhelmed. And with everything that is going on in the world, and the people that didn't get their SNAP check, and the people that, lost their homes in Jamaica, and there's nothing I can do. And I've always been a giving person. When I was little, because I was in a Catholic school, they were always talking to us about Mother Teresa and all the things that she was doing. So we had to collect stamps at one point. And it didn't matter to, that you get a letter, and, it has the stamp like it went through. But if these stamps were sent to her, she could exchange them. I don't know why, or I don't know how that worked, because I was really young. But she could get money for them. I don't know how, but I know I went through everybody on my street asking to save me their stamps. So then I was a little bit older, and they asked us to they talked to us about Africa a lot, and I love the people from Africa. I learned to just love them so much. And they meant so much to me. So they said, if you have change and you can donate, and I had a jar, a big jar full of change, because every time my grandpa and I used to go on the bus in Puerto Rico, so if he got any kind of change, he would like sometimes give it to me, and I give him my entire jar of change, and I know it wasn't even a lot. But now I feel powerless because there's so many people that are suffering, so many people that are in need. And that's why I always wanted to work so that I can help other people. I don't have any luxuries. I don't go anywhere. I travel with my mother because she would, travel to see her sisters that were over here in the United States, and the rest of the family was in Puerto Rico. But I think I just feel really overwhelmed. And I pray constantly, and I trust God. I feel like this time is different because there's nothing that I can do. I can't cut stamps. I can't give, change. It would be nothing. Everything is so expensive now. My husband goes and he does the grocery shopping, and when he brings stuff, I'm like, why is this smaller? He's like, that's what they have. And at the beginning, I didn't believe him. I'm like, that can't be. This used to be bigger, or, it used to cost a lot less. And I'm like, how are we going to retire? And I know I had to give it to God. I know that in my brain knows what to do, but my heart doesn't. And I'm struggling with that a lot because I don't know how to let it go. If I had all the money that these people say they have, I would have it for one day. Because I wouldn't keep it. There's a lot of need in the world right now, but what we need to do more than anything is have a relationship with God. And that's what He cares about. That's to have clinics in here. They disappear. But that's what's been going on, and I'm sorry this is not like a happy. I just don't. I'm not feeling it. Tragic. I'm going to try to keep you updated on what happened, but I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. So, um, if you want to pray for us, I would really welcome that, because I don't know what to do. I'm sorry, but thank you for listening and letting me vent and letting me get it out of my chest, because I I feel it more for the people out there that have this than I have, and I feel guilty every time I eat something. I'm sorry. I don't want to get ruin your day or get you depressed. So I'm just gonna try to lay down. Think happy thoughts. I love you all. I always think and pray for you and your children, which I imagine they're so much older now. Given my love, I always think of them. I always pray for them, and honor your mom and your father, because even if you don't have them, I never knew my father, but in my heart, I honor him too. Even if he didn't look for me, even if he didn't care about me. But that's what God tells us to do, and that's what I'm going to do. So just be obedient. Be the best you can be. Stay in school, please. Stay in school. Even if you don't know what to study in college, don't worry about that. Go year by year. Like if you're going to second grade, if you're going to third grade, if you tell your kids, because I'm gonna put this as an adult conversation, but tell your kids that I believe in them, that they can do this, they can do it. Whatever they put, they set their mind to do, they can do it. And I know and I trust that they're gonna make it, they're gonna do well. And if they're sick, you know that I always pray. So if you want me to pray, when I'm praying, I will pray special prayer for your child, or anybody in your family that needs prayer because they're sick. I know what it's like to be sick. I've been sick almost 41 years of my life. So I try to be happy. I try to not burden, anybody else with what's in my head. But there are times that I can't take it. And I didn't have a good weekend. Because that's, I think it was Friday or Saturday, I got the bill from the hospital, and I'm like, there's no way we're going to be able to pay this. And then when they told me, you have at the most 2 years to pay it, I'm like, I guess I'm going to have to rob a bank. I'll pay whatever I can. Send me to collection if you want to. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I really am to the point that whatever, I don't care. It took me so long to have good credit. And the way things are going right now, I gotta go. Like, I'm gonna make you the person. I don't want that. And I want you to be happy, and I want you to do what I need to be doing, is thinking happy thoughts trusting God 100% and saying, you know what, this is it's a bad moment and it's gonna pass. And right now it looks horrific because you're going through it. Going through the storm is hard. But I know we will make it to the other side stronger and better people than, because that's what God wants. He wants to make us stronger. And sometimes we gotta go through trials and tribulations to be stronger and for Him to work with us and say, look, what you're going to see later and what you're going might go through is really, it's hard. It's gonna be hard. So I need you to be strong. So I will try my best to be strong. I can't make no any promises. I'm going to try, so I want you to try, okay? You're always in my prayers. You can believe that. That is the truth. There's a clean. I saw the. I saw the box of Kleenex through there. I think I'm like, what? Wait a minute. This way. I can't reach it. Anyway, I gotta go. Love you guys. Bye.